Yes, everybody. Russell, the West Ham Network again. Happy Friday morning to you all. Now, in addition to the morning headlines we put out about an hour or so ago, a couple of hours ago, it's been revealed since that we are due to learn the fate of our Brazilian Magnifico, as according to Dawn and X. The FA are due to release the findings from the hearing today. Now, we were led to be believed, there was news reporting out a couple of weeks ago, or definitely last week, that it could be up to February that we were due to hear of the FA's decision upon the spot betting allegations made against Lucas. And now, after almost 2 years since the start of the investigation, it does seem that we are due to hear back today on the outcome. As always with West Ham, everything's flicks on a dime, doesn't it? Because the impact of what this could have on West Ham this season and for the rest of the summer transfer window is immeasurable, really. Because I mean, to be perfectly honest, whatever happens, I think Lucas will at least be playing football again this season. Because if there is a guilty verdict, then he will appeal that decision. And very much like the whole process with Ivan Toney, he was obviously found guilty, and then there was an appeal process, but he was still, if I remember correctly, he was still playing for some time. With this, if he's found innocent, then it does open up the possibility, very strong possibility, that he won't be in a West Ham shirt this season, with the likes of a move back to Flamengo in Brazil being a possible option. Even the mooted move to Man City could still be on. Or he could stay. I mean, the club have backed him. Let's be honest. I know there was a, in terms of his innocence, the club have backed him. He's been playing. Obviously he's a fantastic player on his, but you could tell the mental toll that was on him, particularly last season, and understandably so. For me, I mean, it could even open up the possibility of a little bit more transfer. If he is sold, for example, which, again, I'm not advocating the seller. I think he's a great player and I want to keep him. I love him as a player, and he's a maverick player, which I think we all enjoy. When he's on his day, he's brilliant. But then again, if that could go towards maybe a Harvey Elliott, pot, there's a natural successor maybe to the crown of Paqueta. I don't know. But let me know in the comments below what you think about this whole situation. If he's found, I mean, for me, the likelihood is, I mean, I think, regardless of what the decision is, I don't think we'll see Lucas Paqueta in a West Ham shirt again. Well, not again, because I think you're probably playing Saturday. But in terms of, I could see the ball rolling very, very quickly of him not wanting to leave, but of bids coming in for him because he's a highly desirable player. And I think, West Ham, we could come up this transfer window having sold Kudus and Paqueta, which in itself I think is pretty disastrous if we don't get that money decently reallocated. There's still 30 million quid which hasn't been sold yet, which hasn't been bought. We haven't bought any players, and that's on top of a sizable fee for Lucas as well. I'd assume. You'd maybe assume a bit of loyalty. I mean, I don't see Paqueta being one of those people, considering over the last 2 years how West Ham have sort of stuck by him, whether he would be someone who would put in a transfer request. I wouldn't feel aggrieved with the fella if he said, "Do you know what? Fuck it, I want to go home. I'll go back to Brazil." All this lot of it's like a witch hunt. I wouldn't be what's the word? Angry towards that, because fair play. They have FA fucked them about. If you go back to Brazil, and particularly in the World Cup year, play some good football, obviously get back into the Brazilian, which you would do very, very easily, and then crack on. The flip side is he might go, do you know what, West Ham are stabbed behind me, so I'm going to see it, I'm going to carry on playing this season with them because of everything, or maybe until January or whatever, because then, we're in the midst of pre-season. Any club he goes to, he'll be starting again in terms of pre-season, in terms of being out, patterns of play and things like that. And it would hopefully put a full stop to this whole thing and we can all move on. Because no doubt Potter's been in sort of status in terms of what happens with Lucas Paqueta, because he doesn't know whether he's coming or going. So how do you put him in your plans? If he now goes, then you've got 3 weeks until the start of the season, 4 weeks to the start of the season. So how do you, does it all start again? We bring someone in. It's a pivotal part of that sort of setup, really. Oh, West Ham, you always keep us on our toes, don't you? Intentionally and unintentionally as well. Anyway, I'm off. I'll probably see you later about lunchtime. Much love.